feel good.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So nice to be here with all of you. I'm so excited once again to be the membership chair for the district. I'm going to continue through District Governor-elect Mark's year. And also coming on board with me, and she's not here today because she's on some island celebrating her 35th anniversary, is Assistant Governor Barb Weiss from the Rotary Club of Waynesburg. She's going to co-chair membership with me, so that's really exciting as well. I just have a few minutes today and I want to talk to you, and I'm calling this Membership Matters because now more than ever, membership matters. Next to the eradication of polio, this is the #1 effort right now with Rotary International. It's predicted that in the United States, in this country, in North America, that if something does not change and we don't start increasing membership, Rotary is not going to exist as we know it in maybe the next 25 years or so. And I don't know about you, in the next 25 years I hope to still be alive, and I certainly hope to still be a Rotarian more importantly. So we really have to start looking at membership, all of us, every Rotarian, every club. So we're just going to talk about some things that you can think about as far as membership. I have some things to give you that may help your club. Right now, that is our membership. We have 1,190 members currently. What's really exciting is for this Rotary year, for District Governor Ron's year, too far, sorry. That is a net gain of 19 members. That's huge. We've made a lot of progress this year. That is really big. We have to continue that effort every year. By June 30th of 2014, at the request of our District Governor Ron, it is his hope that we will take that number to 2,000. So please, for the next month and a half, until the start of the next Rotary year, please give it the best effort that you can to help Ron succeed in reaching that goal of 2,000. If we can start District Governor-elect Mark's year at 2,000, not 2,000, 1,200.
I'd really like to hit that. Trying to get exhaust everybody.
10. Jeez. I did this about 2 o'clock this morning. So I really did try my best. There had to be something in there somewhere. I'm testing all of you, really. I wanted to. See, I know you can do it, Ron. Ron said 1,200. I think 2,000 is doable in the next month and a half. Anyway, let's move on. On the tables where you come in, at some point today, please look for your club's name. There is a guest book on the table. This is one of the efforts that we sort of tried last year with a few clubs. And this is a sample from my clubs, the Rotary Club of Brownsville. I gave it some thought, and I was thinking, we're always looking for members, but we have people coming into our clubs as our speakers, as the parents of the students that we're honoring, as just visitors that one of the members may bring with them, who are potential members. But for some reason, and I've watched it in my club for years, we just kind of thank them, we let them walk out the door. We don't see them again. Maybe we don't acknowledge them. We don't invite them to join us. We don't even know what they're thinking about Rotary, what they know about it, what they don't, what they know about our club. So I thought it might be a nice idea if every club had a guest book. So we have one on the table for every club. And inside is a note card with the club name. So look for your club name. That way I'll know which clubs don't get them. But my club has been using their guest book, and this is it right here. And I have some examples of some of the pages in the book. We asked our visitors to not only sign their name, but their address as well, or some way that we can communicate with them, but also why they're there and their thoughts. So for example, this one's hard to see, but I can put this book on the table. But this is a parent and grandparents thanking us for honoring their daughter and granddaughter as our student of the month. Another example, this is another parent and grandparents thanking us once again for honoring their daughter. It says, "Thank you so very much for your service and dedication to our community and our youth. We appreciate your recognition of Julie. It is a great honor from a great organization. Your motto of service above self is admirable and inspiring. Your efforts in the community are outstanding. thank you again for all that you do. So not only is it a nice kind of memento for the president, kind of a history of what's going on in your club at that particular time and for that particular year, but as you can see, we also have addresses that we can follow up, we can send thank you cards, we can invite to our summer picnic, our Christmas party, our President's Night, whatever it might be. And it also gives us some idea of who might be interested in us. This group here, these were 3 student nurses that came to visit us from California University. They had to visit an organization in the community, so they chose to come to us. We were able to then tell them about our club, but also they were very young. They work at Uniontown Hospital, so we told them about our newest club, the evening club for Uniontown Rotary Club, which is a very young kind of non-traditional kind of club, and we invited them to attend that club. So please take your guest book. There are 2 types, a black and white for maybe those clubs that are a little more conservative, and only because I couldn't find enough in black and white do we have these lovely pink with peace signs on them as well. So make sure you take it for your club. Make an effort really to do this. This would, I think, would be a really great project for a new Rotarian. Not only do we have to get new members, but then we have to work to retain the members that we have. We don't have so much of a problem, I think, bringing in new members, but keeping those that we have. So if you're looking for something to engage a new Rotarian, this may be it. Give them this project every time the meeting starts. Ask them to make sure all the guests sign in, sign your guest book so you have a record of them. The other thing that's on the table for you are thank you cards. And it kind of goes along with the guest book. They are cards that you can just put an address from the guest book and a stamp on there, drop them in the mail. There's plenty of room there to sign, to write a little note, to encourage whomever it is to come back, to thank them. But it says thank you for joining us, and there's a little bit on there about Rotary and about welcoming them to come back, thanking them and then welcoming them to come back. There are piles of these out on the table as well. Please take those. At the start of the new Rotary year, we will produce new ones for the new year, and I'll make sure every club gets some of those. I don't know about you. I'm not very good with sending thank yous, but I love to receive them. And more than anything, I think about the time that someone took, probably 30 seconds or a minute of their time, to stop and think about me and let me know that they were grateful for whatever it was that I did for them. I don't know, it means a lot to me. And I just think it's a really nice way, a simple way, won't take much time, much effort, but to thank those who have come into your club and to remind them that they are welcome to come back at any time. So please help yourself to those as well. Well, we talked about District Governor Ron's effort of reaching 2,000 or 1,200, whichever you choose. District Governor-elect Mark also has one that he wants to share with you. And this one's called 1 by 31. And in your guest books, you will find a pink sheet of paper, and there is more information about 1 by 31. But basically, he's putting a challenge out that every club achieving 1 net increase in membership by July 31st, 2014, so 1 month into his term, will receive 5 additional points towards the Governor Crystal Citation and the Club of the Year District Awards. And that is courtesy of, and look, I made a mistake there too. I kind of demoted him. He's not DGN, but DGE. Sorry, Mark. DGE Mark. So there's information in that as well. So if you are an incoming president, keep that in mind. You can start your year off with 5 additional points towards those district awards, towards the Governor Crystal Citation as well as the Club of the Year, by simply increasing your membership in 1 month by 1 net. It is District Governor-elect Mark's goal that every club increase their membership over the course of his year by 1 member net. If we do that, we would have 42 additional members in the club. We think that 19 looks good. 42 would be really, really good. If we could do that every year, we would be right on track. So please try. Please do your best. Let us know. You will be rewarded for that effort. So 1 net increase, 1 by 31. 1 net increase by July 31st, 2014. Please always remember that membership matters. Right now, it truly does matter more than ever. I have just a few other things to share with you. I visited the Rotary Club of Murraysville Export on Wednesday, and I was so excited. They were inducting 2 new members, so that was just exciting to be there for part of that. But I'm sure a lot of clubs do this. This was a binder that they give to each of their new incoming members. And I asked the one that was sitting at the table with myself if I could look at hers. And I've seen lots of different kinds of introductory kind of packages, and they're all great. I think we should all have something for our new members that come in to make them feel welcome. But there were a few things in here I just wanted to share with you. One thing that really caught my eyes is kind of personalized. So right from the start, you know, somebody's thinking about me as a new member, they're welcoming me, they took time again, just like that thank you note, to let me know that they appreciate me coming into the club. When you open it up, there's this table of contents, and there's actually 9 sections in here. And the first section is member contacts and photos. I don't know about you, I thought this was fabulous. There is a photo of every member in that club. As a new member coming into a club, you don't know everyone sitting there, especially if it's a large club, even a small club, you probably don't know everyone. How nice to be able to put a name, a face with the name. I just thought this was excellent. And when I looked through the new members book, Lane, our Assistant Governor Lane, already had a place in there waiting for their photo. And I thought, how nice. They're already part of the group. And you know, there's a place, they're waiting for me to come into this group. They're ready for me to be part of this effort in this book. I don't know. It's a large club, a lot of members, but I just thought that was so, I love the idea, and I couldn't imagine how welcomed I would feel if I saw that. There's also in here, and you may or may not include something like this, but contact information, address, phone number, email, that sort of thing. Should you have a question, want to contact one of the new members, all sorts of information. This is the club leadership plan, so who's in place, who is the president now, who's the incoming president, the president-elect, who is it next year or the years to come. So again, I just thought this was, I wanted to share with you because this was so so detailed, and I thought as a new member, you know, if you take that home and spend some time with this, you're really going to feel part of the club. This is the obligations of membership. This is an overview of activities, every activity that they do throughout the year. Christmas tree recycling, this is a fishing derby, but there's information in here. And that too I thought was exciting to kind of see what's coming up. What are some of the events that my club that I just joined that I may not know about that they do.
Victoria, let me ask them a question. In Murraysville, how much does it cost you to put that together?
It costs me a package of printer cartridges, pretty much.
$5?
Oh, no, that's 60.
No, I mean, you got the whole printer cartridge on there? Okay.
Yeah. Well, I did 2 of them, and I didn't need new cartridges this time.
All right, so let's say $30.
Yeah,
That's fair
and the
enough.
binders and paper.
Is there anybody in this group that will not spend $30 to get a new member and retain them? Well, that's the first I've seen that. It's great.
It's excellent. This is a Constitution of Rotary International, bylaws of the Rotary Club of Murraysville. There's even information in here, I believe, about the foundation. So what a nice introduction. I even had asked the new member if I could borrow theirs, and I think Lane or Pat said, well, we don't want to take them up, because I can imagine if somebody gave me this and I was excited as I was coming into my club, I would have probably went home that evening and flipped through it and see if I recognized any faces and looked at the activities and, you know, kind of looked at what was to come. But I just wanted to share this with you because it is such an excellent idea. And maybe this is something as a district, we can do a district effort on this sort of thing and get the information out to you. You can fill in the blanks for your club. Once you do it once, it's done. I mean, you might have to update each year with your leadership and that sort of thing. But I just thought it was so nice, the thing. And then also in the front cover, there were all sorts of things. There was a decal. There was a decal for their car. There was a little notepad. There was a 4-way test. There was a motto. There was just all sorts of little things. What else was in there, Lane?
Yeah, I do buy the new member package, and it gives you the 4-way test, the
Rotary Basics.
No, what's the other one they do? The
Object
Rotary. And
You could include a Rotarian magazine.
note and their badge and pin.
So I wanted to share that. If that's okay, I'll put this out on the table as well if anyone wants to take a look at this. But maybe this is something over the year, Mark, that we could work on as a district project, and everyone, if you choose to, do something like this in your club you put. I just imagine it would be a really nice thing to receive as a brand new member to a club, not sure exactly maybe totally what you're getting into, not knowing all the faces, that sort of thing.
That should be the number one.
So, on the table, please make sure you get your guest book, look for your name, make sure you pick up some thank you cards. In the guest book is information about 1 by 31. There's also one of my cards should you have any questions. If I can help you in any way, please let me know. And the last thing you'll find on the table are beach balls. And we did this last year, and I did it with my club, and it really worked well, and I don't know if anyone else did. But if you'd like to take a beach ball, you're welcome to. And basically, you know, Mark, when I asked District Governor-elect Mark what his objectives were for membership, he told me 3 things, and you heard them this morning. Have fun, and have fun. And then he said, well, I would like 1 net increase in every club. And that was about all he told me as far as membership. And I thought, well, we've got to do some things in our club then maybe to have fun and get thinking about membership. I know a lot of clubs do foundation moments, and you read the moments that past District Governor Colleen sends out. Why not do a membership minute maybe at the beginning of your meeting? Take this beach ball, and on every one of the panels, write a question, something that you feel is important to your club to discuss as far as membership. And some of the things on this one, for example, is give 1 example of how you attract new members to your club, or share your first impression of your current club. And maybe at the beginning of each meeting, after you read your foundation moment, maybe do a membership minute. Take your beach ball, throw it out, maybe yell out a color for the day, and whoever catches it has to answer that question. Spend a minute or 2 discussing membership. Have a ball with membership. If you want to try that, there are beach balls on the table. Spend 1 or 2 minutes. I was really pleasantly surprised when I did this with my club, and we were just kind of randomly throwing this ball. It wasn't necessarily, you know, questions that I had written, but we were throwing this ball around, and we had a really good conversation come of it. So you could spend an entire club meeting, if you don't have a speaker, talking about membership and having a ball with membership. So if you'd like, there are beach balls out there as well that you can personalize for your club. So please make sure you take a second to pick those things up. I will put this club membership directory on the table that you can take a look at that. We'll work on this to make this a district effort or something similar. You can pick and choose what works for your club. Also, don't forget about 1 by 31. Every club achieving 1 net increase by July 31st, the first month of District Governor-elect Mark's year, will receive 5 additional points towards those district awards of Governor Crystal citation as well as Club of the Year. And also please keep in mind District Governor Ron and his goal of achieving 10 more net membership by the end of his year, which is June 30th of this
You
year.
made it 810.
What's that?
You made it 810 before.
I told you, I think we can do it. My expectations.
It's like 20 person club.
My expectations are just, yeah, what's that? 20
members a club. That's what you need.
My club could double itself in a month. We can do it, I don't doubt it. Does anyone have any questions for me?
Maria, do you want to tell them why the number of membership is so important and how it affects our district?
Well,
Getting swallowed up,
what's that?
of getting swallowed up. or
Well, there's
combined.
always the potential, not only is membership important, like I said, to continue Rotary as we know it in this country, in the United States particularly, because in other places of the world membership is flourishing, but also there's always the potential, and although, I mean, nothing has been said, there was talk years ago, but there's always the potential of districts combining. And it has happened. One of my fellow governors, 2 districts combined, and he ended up, I think he had 92 clubs then. So it was two districts that run north to south through the center of Pennsylvania that he was responsible for. So we could potentially, if our membership does not increase, or if Rotary International decides any district that doesn't have at least 1,500 members, we could potentially have to combine, or our district could have to separate and be combined with 2 other districts. I don't know, I'd hate to see that happen. I think we have a good thing going. But there is always the potential for that. So membership is important in so many ways. Right here with us locally, so we can maintain our district, but also internationally as well. And one way, just really quickly, that I think we can increase membership is with new clubs. So if you feel in your area that you can support a new club, maybe a club, if you meet in the evening, maybe a club that meets for breakfast or for lunch or on a different day. If you are hearing things like, I would really like to join Rotary, but I can't come on Wednesday evening, or I can't get away long enough for lunch. I know as a teacher, I couldn't get to a morning meeting, they weren't early enough, and I didn't have enough time at lunch to get to a lunch meeting. So I didn't have much options. I had to join an evening meeting, a club that met in the evening. So if you hear those kinds of things, or you think you can support, like the Rotary Club of Uniontown did, a younger, maybe not so traditional club that doesn't have a meal associated with it, that sort of thing, just a bunch of people coming together that want to serve the community, enjoy each other's company, and not be so formal, even like the Westmoreland Club, that just enjoy each other's company and do good things. We can have clubs like that. We have to think outside the box and be open-minded. So if you think your area can handle something like that, if you're hearing requests or people saying, I would love to join, I just can't make it for lunch, I can't leave work long enough. Or, you know, it's a little bit expensive for me to have to pay for a meal every week, especially if I don't get there to eat it, that sort of thing. Please let me know. We can talk, we can start clubs in areas or look to start them. I'm just about done, thank you. And we can work with you. So we'd be happy to do that, because that is one way, definitely with new clubs. If we could start new clubs, even if they're satellites, like Uniontown Evening is a satellite of the afternoon club, we could increase membership by 20 members every time we do that, easily. And that is certainly one way we can support our district with memberships and maintain it as it is. So please, if you have any thoughts about that or would like to talk about that or have any areas where you think that that might work, please let me know. We'll talk about it and we'll look at that and we'll, we'll see what we can do. It's working in Uniontown. It worked for the Rotary Club of Westmoreland. We can make it work throughout the district. So, are there any other questions?
On this membership drive, what's the emphasis on quality versus quantity? So we had an argument in my club the last 5 years. We want to stay between 25 and 30 members.
Okay.
If we jump up to 40 members, 19 of them don't show, don't sell tickets to events, don't do the necessary things to sustain the club. What's the purpose of having that membership number if it's putting that in for drawing the club?
I always personally, and maybe if someone else has a thought, I always tell clubs there are no Rotary police, and you basically have to talk among yourselves and discuss and decide what your club wants, what your club can handle, and what your club can accept. I know in my club we have members that we rarely see at a meeting, and I mean rarely, but they pay their dues, they support our fundraisers. When we need them to be an event to do registrations or to sell, they are there. So we're happy to have them because they are Rotarians. They do support us in the service that we do. They just can't make the meeting. And my club has talked about it frequently. And I agree with you, but I think I tell every club, you have to decide what you want for your club and what you're willing to accept. And I think it's kind of a personal, from club to club kind of basis. Anyone else have thought on that you might like to share?
You know what, I'll go ahead. So.
One thing, if you get a member who's really not active, but he pays his due regular, at some point he's going to get active. He may all of a sudden decide, I want to be a Rotarian now. He may be dead meat for 2 or 3 years, but after that, he becomes a good Rotarian.
And that's possible as well. Once they kind of find, kind of the Rotary bug bites them, you might have a Rotarian that's there every week without missing. That's true too. I really think it's a club to club kind of basis, and I think you have to talk among yourselves and decide what you want for your club. Do you want more of what you already have? Are you willing to step outside the box and have members that maybe only come once a month but support you in other ways? I think it's a personal decision. Ron?
Marie, obviously, at Somerset, I'm a large club. I have 2 members, one's the CEO of the bank and the other's the CEO of the hospital. I very seldom, if I've ever seen the hospital CEO, there's 4 members of the hospital who are there constantly. There's at least, actually, probably a half a dozen from the bank who are members, constant members. I look at that as, hey, you know what? Those people are doing their job. They're putting other people in. They keep a membership. we spend their money, they have no problem spending, but they brought 10 people into our club just because of that.
Right, maybe encourage those members to send someone else on their.
That's their community
on their
effort, they just can't get
They
to a
can't.
Friday meeting, that's all.
Thank you, Mike.
You're welcome.